How did a Souls-like turn-based RPG fully invest me into both its world and game mechanics? It's not like something I've ever experienced before, but Clair Obscure Expedition 33 somehow knocked this out of the park. And today I wanted to talk about what I noticed Expedition 33 did to invest me in the world and story that they were telling. One of the biggest things I think Expedition 33 did was hammer home that you don't know where you are. The whole point is you're exploring this world that is otherwise unknown to you, and when you set off on your expedition, you are entering into a world that you quite literally have no basis to understand. So the way they emphasize this is by not giving you a map, a mini-map, or any other traditional navigation tool besides a compass. And they reference this compass constantly. It's always, the next objective we're going to is going to be in the east, west, north, wherever it's going to be. And then you just kind of have to sit in it and explore the environment and put yourself in there and actually explore. There's no looking at an aerial view of the area to get the most clean path to just get to the next story objective. It incentivizes you to actually explore the level that you're in, and you will accidentally discover secrets just as you're wandering trying to find the right path to go north to the next objective. Expedition 33 also baked in checkpoints into the game loop. It's not just a matter of clicking save. The whole point of the game is there are so many expeditions that have come out before you that have planted these flags. And these flags are your save markers where you can recover health. They act like a bonfire, right? And it always felt weird just stumbling upon a bonfire. But there is an in-universe explanation as to why we have these flags, and they give you this connection to a part of the game or to the history of the game when you see that Expedition 72 or whatever it's going to be was in this spot and planted a flag. And they're constantly referencing the other expeditions, like certain expeditions that had the sole purpose of blowing out walls so that the future expeditions would be able to wander through easier, or other expeditions that hung the hangholds that you were able to climb across and use throughout the entire game. It connects you to the world in a way that I haven't seen done in a lot of the games that I've played. But those are all more story hooks that get you wandering into the world. But what actually makes the game itself sticky? This is an RPG that's going to focus on a lot of battles. And the battle system is also incredibly involved and well thought out. And this is before I would even begin to talk about what can be overwhelming, where each character has their own skill and basically flowchart that they're trying to follow that can also synergize with everyone else's. I'm going to talk specifically about how good it feels to dodge, parry, and use all the other button presses that keep you involved in turn-based combat. This game perfects the Mario RPG style of being involved during the enemy's turn. You are all of a sudden doing quick time events when you're attacking, and skill-based blocks and dodges when the enemy is coming at you. And not just the press one button to do something. There are at any given time 4 different button presses that you might want to do to avoid damage that is coming your way. Because the enemies don't just attack in one way. They have certain attacks that require certain matching to be done in order to effectively avoid the damage. And all of this is before the innate mastery that comes not in the system itself, but on a per enemy basis. Because each enemy's attacks are different. So you are learning each enemy as you go, and you quite literally master it, because the first time that you fight an enemy, you get to do a dodge. And a dodge isn't as rewarding as the future, which is a parry, but a dodge lets you avoid the damage and learn the pattern. But then the second or third time you're seeing that specific attack come through, you can go to a much tighter dodge window called a parry, where all of a sudden now you're gaining resources that let you do more devastating attacks just by learning what that specific enemy is doing and paying attention to their attack windows. So between dodging, parrying, jumping to avoid certain attacks, and doing what's called a gradient dodge or a gradient parry, you are at any given time having to be so involved in what specific cues are being fed to you by the game that it is an experience that is just so pleasant to play, especially in the later, longer fights, where you're quite literally dodging 5, 6, 7 attacks in a row before one of your characters will get a chance to move. And I think what tops this all off, it's just a linear, well-paced story. This is one of the few games that I have never had to have music or a podcast playing while I'm going through the world. I was so invested in everything that was going on, and there were so many story beats that were sprinkled in that you were never going more than 4 or 5 minutes without getting something that was relevant to the plot that kept you engaged in what you were doing. I love a good open world game, but there is something very special to me about a large sequence of levels that is all built around you being at a certain power level as you walk through them. That means as you go and do the optional challenges or walk off the beaten track to do these extra objectives, you don't feel this urge of like, oh my god, I just got my ass beat. I should really come back later because obviously I'm not meant to do that yet. There's this, it's really rewarding to know that you are right where you're supposed to be, and then you can take on the extra challenges knowing that they are appropriate for you. So, have you been playing Expedition 33? If you have, let me know what you've been thinking of it in the comment section down below. I'm curious to see how everyone else is finding this game. But until next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.